The workout challenge is 1,000 step ups, you know, and while it's not super technical compared to other hero workouts, the volume in itself is a lot. And can potentially be problematic for people. The point is not to do 1,000 step ups, everyone with 45 pounds, or else you didn't really do the workout. The point is to contribute in some form or fashion. We've established these three different options, right? We've got the slick option for those of us that want to do the step ups, but perhaps you need to scale the load or even the height of the box. You're still going to push through those 1,000 step ups, just smaller box, less weight, maybe even unweighted. You can do the standard option, which would be, you know, perhaps you do the weight at a lower box, or perhaps you do the box at a lower weight. And moving on, you do the expert option, which would be how he did it. And he did 1,000 box step ups with 45 pounds. He didn't do that just one day. He did them in increments of hundreds over time and over weeks. So for those of you that think you want to do the expert option, you should really ask yourself, is your body ready for 1,000 step ups? When we do hero workouts, I think all too often we think we need to do them RX'd or it's almost unhonorable. I think the exact opposite is true. I think if you do them in any form or fashion, if you give a little bit of time and a little effort during your workout, perhaps you think about their name, you think about how they died, you think about the family they left behind, you've done them justice. What you write on the whiteboard isn't as important as the time and the heart you put into those minutes doing the workout. I think what'll make this workout go a little bit smoother for many people is if you do it with a friend. The whole point is to raise awareness regarding veteran suicide. It's to remind people that everybody needs somebody. I think a lot of us get that when we go to a CrossFit gym. We have our partners and our friends we lean on when the workout gets hard. I hope that you'll do these step ups next to a friend, someone you can look at when it starts to get tough. You can remember the struggle that the veterans went through, and you can leave a little sweat on the box.
People think of our military as like larger than life, you know? And I say it all the time, but I really, really thought of Chad as unbreakable. Completely and utterly unbreakable. He was good at everything he ever did. Everything. You know, he finished buds at the top of his class, and he was a high performer in green team and everything that he did in teams. And he climbed mountains. He qualified for the CrossFit Games without training for it in 2009. I mean, I get it was 2009, but he still just showed up that weekend and qualified with a spot to go. Like, who does that? And so he just, I just really admired that about him. So it's still really hard to think something broke him. And I think that's like the biggest lesson people need to realize is that like these guys get built up and they're like bigger than life. And they've done these amazing things and they get words like hero in front of or behind their name. And at the end of the day, they're just people, you know, that struggle. And I think because of those, either it's the accolades they've been given or those defining terms, it makes them even less likely to speak up. I love that boy, and I would do anything for him. And I've got all this love for him and I've got nowhere to put it. And I think there's just a part of me that feels like if I could just put my energy into talking to people, then it'd be somewhere for that love to go. And I don't want anybody to feel this. Hands down, the most challenging, heartbreaking thing that I think almost anyone could experience. You know, Chad served for so many years, and I know to someone not involved with the military, they would think that it's a little bizarre that you have a mindset that your husband, there's a good chance they might die. But that's how we live. That's how spouses like me live. You kind of assume there's a high probability your husband will get killed. And I was ready for that. I didn't want that, but I was mentally ready for that, for him to deploy and not come home. I wasn't ready for him to be home in my bed and get out and never come back. That's a lot to ask one person to bear, you know? And I think that it can be preventable, you know? Obviously, I can't control a terrorist or where that bullet might go. That's just wrong place, wrong time. But for someone to choose to take their own life, I have to believe there's a way we can intervene. So that's what I'm trying to do.